Today we're making chicken Alfredo. I'm going to say straight off the bat that this isn't a traditional recipe. This contains cream, the original doesn't. It also contains chicken, and the original doesn't. But I'm going to show you my version of all of the different versions of chicken Alfredo. For the prep, we're going to need a chicken breast, boneless and skinless, and the amount of chicken you use is going to depend on how many portions you'd like to make. I usually use about 1 chicken breast for 2 portions. As for this, we're going to slice it in half horizontally or butterfly the chicken. Slice it in half to create 2 even-sized fillets, and you should have something that looks like this.
Place the chicken into a bowl and add in 1 teaspoon each of onion powder, garlic powder, and smoked paprika. Season with salt and cracked black pepper. I used about 15 cracks worth. Then get in there with clean hands, mix this all together, make sure that chicken is fully coated in all of those spices, and you want something that looks like this.
For the sauce, we're going to need 4 cloves of freshly peeled garlic. Run these along a microplane to create a paste. They can also be roughly chopped or thinly sliced, but you're going to get the best flavour out of a paste, especially for this sauce. It's a nice quick sauce, so we do want that paste and that intense flavour. For a garnish at the end, I've got a little bit of flat leaf parsley, about 5 grams, 0.2 to 0.3 ounces. It doesn't really matter about the size. All we're doing with this is scrunching it up and then chopping it into those small pieces, making sure that there's no large leaves or stems, and you can leave it whole as well, or you don't even have to use it.
Place a pot filled with water onto your stovetop over a high heat and bring this up to a boil. You can place a lid on to speed up the process. We'll let that go in the background and then place another pan over a medium-high heat. Add in 1 tablespoon of olive oil, and while the pan's still heating up, add in the chicken. We don't want this completely sizzling right now because we'll end up burning all of the spices. And we're going to cook the chicken for about 3 minutes on each side until you have that nice golden crust. And of course the chicken is cooked in the center at about 74 degrees Celsius or 165 degrees Fahrenheit. Remove the chicken from the pan, let it rest, and I recommend giving the pan a slight wipe. With the water now at a boil, carefully remove the lid and then generously season with salt. No need to be ocean water, and then we're going to drop in our fettuccine. I'm using 350 grams or 12.3 ounces, which I think is perfect amount for about 2 people, and cook this for 1 minute less than the packet instructions. Now back into the pan that we cooked the chicken in, this is over a medium heat. Add in 1 tablespoon of unsalted butter, allowing it to melt, then add in the garlic. Mix this around, break it up so it's not all clumped, and cook this for about 45 seconds until it's nice and fragrant. Add in 1.5 cups or 375 milliliters of thickened cream. This has a fat percentage of about 35%. Season to taste with salt and cracked black pepper, 10 cracks worth. I'm also adding in about 1/4 teaspoon of fresh nutmeg as well. You don't have to do it, but it just increases the flavor even more. Then we can mix this around for those flavors to become friends. Crank it over a high heat and bring this up to a boil. When it is at a boil, mix it around again, reduce the heat to low and simmer this for about 5 to 6 minutes or until thickened. Depending on what cream you're using will depend on the time it takes to reduce the sauce. Some could take up to 10 minutes or even 12 minutes, so just keep an eye on that. With everything timed in correctly, the fettuccine should be al dente by the time that the sauce has reduced. We can transfer this straight from the pot into the sauce. Bringing along a little bit of that pasta water is completely fine, and you can reserve some for later on. Grate in some fresh Parmigiano, Reggiano, or Parmesan cheese. The amounts are completely up to you, just don't go overboard. Then mix this all together, make sure that sauce is nice and thick, the cheese has melted through, and that pasta has finished cooking for that final 1 minute. Before we plate up, we want to slice our chicken. I like to slice it on an angle, you get more surface area. You don't have to slice it if you don't want to, it's just so much easier to eat this way. This recipe will easily serve 2 people, you could probably push it to 3, and I like to make a nice bed of that fettuccine Alfredo, that way we can place our sliced chicken over the top. Hit it up with a little bit more Parmigiano, Reggiano, or Parmesan cheese. Again, the amounts are completely up to you. A little bit of cracked black pepper, and then that flat leaf parsley that we chopped up at the beginning, which is of course optional. And what we've just created is this creamy chicken Alfredo. Like I said in the intro, it's not traditional, but this version is absolutely delicious.
With all said and done, we can then dig in. From something that takes about 20 to 25 minutes to make, you really can't go wrong. The chicken's juicy, packed with flavor. Of course, you can use any seasoning of your choice or completely leave it out. The pasta's delicious, al dente, creamy in garlic sauces. You really can't go wrong. Everything about it's a winner in my books, and thanks for watching.